You won't be able to buy these popular products anymore as some retailers are pulling them off their shelves. Now, there's a lot of reasons why retailers like Target, Walmart, Costco, and all these other places, all these other stores would pull anything off their shelves, but it's very, very surprising to see one of these reasons being that prices have been raised too high. Can you believe that? They're taking products off the shelves because their prices are too high. I mean, we've seen how inflation has affected all of us, but it's also no secret that some companies have profited quite a bit as well. One of these companies is PepsiCo, and I'm here to discuss how this huge change from a retailer out in France will probably spur some more changes as to how things are done here as well. That, and of course, the huge transition that looks to be happening in many different sectors right here at home.
Carrefour told French customers it will no longer sell PepsiCo products, including Pepsi, Lay's Crisps and 7-Up. The retail giant said from Thursday, shelves with PepsiCo brands will contain a note. They'll read, "We are no longer selling this brand due to unacceptable price increases." Edith is a shopper at Carrefour.
It doesn't surprise me at all. I think there will be lots of products left on the shelves because things have become too expensive, and they are all things we can avoid buying. All the sodas we can do without easily. They are not unavoidable, nor necessities. It's just for a taste, in fact.
Now get this, PepsiCo actually went out and told us last year that they're making profits, even though they said that these price increases were necessary to offset inflationary pressures. Carrefour, the retailer in France, actually has 12,000 branches, so this is a big deal. Now, just imagine what could happen if that happened here. I mean, I know soda is one of the most unhealthiest things that you could probably take in, but, so I don't really think it's a bad thing if people stop drinking them. But at the same time, you know that the shareholders of Pepsi stock or PepsiCo stocks, they were thrilled to hear of record profits. Not so much the boycott of their products though. Which brings me to this question. Are the cost of goods now so different from what you're used to that you're not even bringing home the same amount of bags anymore? Comment 1 if you guys are still able to get everything that you want, and comment 2 if you're now taking home much less due to inflation. And while you guys think about that, make sure to hit the like button for the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you own a home, make sure your home is protected. Get your free home warranty quote, link in the description down below. It only takes about 10 seconds. Now, this retailer seems to have the right idea. I mean, I'm pretty sure that more and more of us are feeling the pinch whenever we go buy groceries. However, I don't think that's what some lawmakers want us to believe. Some of them actually think that most of us are doing much better, even though reality might be a little bit different for many of us. Just look at what happened in Denver.
Denver is facing a wave of evictions that could throw thousands of people into homelessness. Nearly 13,000 households in Denver faced eviction last year. Advocates say it's the highest number in 15 years. Our Kelly Rinke looks at whether Denver's rental assistance fund may be short by about half.
Denver's focused on helping people living on the streets. Advocates worry homelessness will become reality for more families as the city gets more expensive.
Rent continued to go up by significant amounts throughout Colorado. Cost of living went up, and so we were as busy as we have ever been.
Melissa Mejia fights for tenants facing eviction. Her work at Community Economic Defense Project picked up in 2023 when fewer pandemic dollars were available for rent.
It was nearly 13,000 evictions for 2023, which is a 15-year high. So we're not just talking about, some sort of rebound after all of these programs end. This is a true crisis.
She says in Denver County, 12,900 households were threatened with eviction last year. This record is why Denver set aside almost $30 million to help people pay rent in 2024.
That should help about half of the families that will need that money to prevent an eviction.
But the economy is great, right? Well, try telling that to the 13,000 households in Denver. The reality is that more people are tapping out. It's like the economy has them in a sleeper hold. They keep tapping for it to let go, but that's not gonna happen. The sad part is some folks are just gonna pass right out if nothing changes. I mean, we've already seen the likes of Walmart, Target, and other big companies close doors through 2023, right? Can anyone make a case to say that 2024 will be any different? For businesses, it might be more of the same. Look at this. A Salt Creek Grill in Dana Point is now closing its doors after being in business for more than 27 years. Now, they also have other branches. However, they didn't provide an explanation as to why they were shutting down this specific branch, only that they're going to be doing it. Is there anyone in this community that might be a little bit familiar with that area who could give us a better idea as to why this happened? Now, from what I know, they focus on getting their ingredients local. So is it more of the ingredients becoming pricier and more expensive, or is it just because less people are coming in? Now, if you ask me, it could be a mixture of both, given that all of these numbers add up to a pain on everyone's finances.
Elon Musk They love these delivery events. It's a chance for him to say, you know what we do, nobody else in the auto industry does. They have a number of their employees as well as customers who are there. He's got a fan base that is there. For them, this is their rock show. And what you're going to see, if you watch this, let's say over the next half hour or so, it's going to be vintage Elon Musk. The Cybertruck, he will tell you, is unlike anything else. It's the most boss truck in the world. It will have incredible performance, yada, yada, yada. All the things that he has said before, only he'll say it now on stage. And who knows, they may do something kooky or wacky where they show how indestructible it is.
Yeah, well. Don't miss. Yeah. Yeah. Great. I mean, I think we could probably have a pro pitcher love it if it still work.
Now, since we're talking about numbers, we have news that has come out of Tesla's brand spanking new Cybertruck. The advertised distance for this bad boy is around 320 miles, and luckily for them, someone tested out this number. So a guy live streamed driving the Cybertruck until its battery ran empty, and wouldn't you know it, it under-delivered. I think he got it around like 250 miles before the battery ran out, which is like 79% of the actual advertised distance. Nice job, Tesla. Now, granted, these things always have fine print saying that the numbers are not as accurate depending on different driving conditions, one of which is the climate, and this guy drove it under 45 degrees weather. But at the same time, well, shouldn't we almost always expect to drive under different weather conditions? It's not like we're driving like a vacuum, right? Or at least make a vehicle that's able to deliver under most, if not all, weather conditions, right? Now, with all this talk about cars though, it reminds me of this change that Stellantis recently announced.
As Stellantis, one of Detroit's big three automakers, announced they will not be at the Chicago Auto Show next month and are now reconsidering their involvement at future shows on a case-by-case basis. The automaker says this is in an effort to preserve business fundamentals and mitigate the challenging auto market.
It's just kind of unfortunate because I like all the big three and it's like that's kind of it's pulling away from like the engagement of like the community.
Auto analysts say there are likely a number of factors at play.
There's a lot of pressure on budgets throughout the auto industry. Yeah, the investment in EVs is part of it. So have raw material prices going up, prices that suppliers are charging. The UAW strike for the Detroit 3 has greatly increased their costs. So there's just a lot of pressure all the way around.
Not sure how they're going to sell cars by not showing them to people, but I guess this is a necessary thing for them to do due to all of their financial pressures that they're facing. So tell me guys, what are your thoughts on everything we talked about today? Are you at all surprised that 2024 isn't shaping up to be that great of a year for our economy? Make sure you guys let me know down in the comment section down below. And before I go, I want to thank you guys for being here and for keeping yourselves informed. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one.